Going Beyond is a presentation of Beyond Housing, helping entire communities become better places to live with RareGem Productions. Today's Going Beyond radio show is made possible by Commerce Bank.
We're going beyond.
Today on Going Beyond.
On today's show, we're going to talk about something that some people dread and something that some people love to hear about, and that's tax season. For those of you who may be paying taxes, you don't want to talk about it. For those of you who could be getting something back, which is true for a lot of us in the St. Louis region, and this is a great time of year.
Right. We are an all-volunteer organization. And while some of our volunteers are professional tax preparers, most are not. Because frankly, this time of year, what are professional tax preparers doing? They're preparing taxes for fees. All our volunteers are trained under IRS guidelines by professional tax preparers. They are trained and tested, so it is completely free.
Have we mentioned that it's free yet? Okay,
it's free.
It's free, okay.
It's free.
Joining me on today's show is Ellen Dennis, Site Manager for the St. Louis Tax Assistance Program. Beyond Housing is going beyond.
That and more ahead today on Going Beyond with Chris Krehmeyer, right after this.
Hi there, I'm Agent Answers for Commerce Bank, and I'm crawling through the ventilation shaft of your office building. Actually, I'm not. That would be creepy. But I am constantly working behind the scenes to give customers the answers they need. Nearest restroom? End of the hall, take a right, third door on your left. Hungry? Lovely diner just around the corner. The Turkey Club is ridiculous. I'm also pretty helpful when it comes to finding you the right loan at Commerce Bank. In fact, I consider it my mission. Home equity loans, auto loans, mortgages, credit cards, whatever it is, Commerce will work to lower your payments and reduce fees so we can get you exactly what you want.
Agent Answers, we have a customer who'd like to finance a deck.
10-4, I'm on it.
It's a multi-level design with bamboo wood and a sandstone fireplace.
Interesting. That's the second one today. This is Commerce Bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. This tape will self-destruct in 5 seconds. Well, not really. That just felt like the right way to end this.
RareGem Productions proudly presenting the positive.
We're going beyond. Welcome to this edition of Going Beyond. I'm your host, Chris Krehmeyer, President and CEO of Beyond Housing. On today's show, we're going to talk about something that some people dread and something that some people love to hear about, and that's tax season. For those of you who may be paying taxes, you don't want to talk about it. For those of you who could be getting something back, which is true for a lot of us in the St. Louis region, and this is a great time of year. Joining me on today's show is Ellen Dennis, Site Manager for the St. Louis Tax Assistance Program. Welcome to the show, Ellen.
Thanks. Great to be here.
Folks may know in the region there's lots of different places where you can get your taxes done, both for a cost and for free. I'm a big fan of free if one can get something that is good and makes sense. So if you could tell our listeners a little bit about the program, it's kind of a unique way it's structured, and then we'll have a conversation about if folks want to get their taxes done, which I'm sure they do, want to get them done, for free. We'll give them some great guidance.
All right, thanks. The St. Louis Tax Assistance Program was founded in 1998, so this is our 18th year. We operate under an IRS program called FIDA, Volunteer Income Tax Assistance. We have 4 sites in St. Louis County and 2 sites in St. Charles County. We typically prepare returns for about 1,500 to 2,000 families per year, garnering refunds in excess of $3 million for them.
That's real money, and that's a real deal. So when I looked online, what I saw was over the life of the program, over 25,000 families have been assisted. They received tax refunds of $35,403,000. That's just a remarkable number. And again, it's all done for free, and it's all done with the great support of people like you and other volunteers. So let's talk a little bit about, because I know sometimes when people are doing something related to their money, there's some psychology of, if I pay somebody to help me do this, it must be better. So let's talk a little bit about the people who actually are at the sites and what they have to do to get prepared to be able to do this.
Right. We are an all-volunteer organization. And while some of our volunteers are professional tax preparers, most are not. Because frankly, this time of year, what are professional tax preparers doing? They're preparing taxes for fees. All our volunteers are trained under IRS guidelines by professional tax preparers. They are trained and tested. And in addition to each volunteer being trained, we have some senior, more experienced volunteers that also do quality assurance on their work. So it is completely free.
Have we mentioned that it's free yet? Okay.
It's free.
It's free. Okay.
It's free. One part of being free is it might take you a few minutes longer than it does at a paid tax preparer. Do you think you could get a better return at a paid tax preparer? Maybe, maybe not. Actually, in our experience, we've seen the work done by some paid tax preparers, and we find a lot of mistakes. And that's the unfortunate thing is you paid money and it turned out not to be right. So we have a big focus on getting it right.
Let's give some location sites, and we'll do this one more time before the show is out. So you have multiple locations, as you indicated, once you run through those locations for our listeners.
Okay. In St. Louis County, we have 4 locations. One is at Believers Temple, which I believe is up in the Riverview Gardens area. One at Cardinal Ritter, which is near Grand and Olive. St. Mary's High School, which is South City down Grand.
Yep.
And our site that I am one of the managers at, Lucas Crossing Elementary in the Normandy School District.
It's my favorite site.
My favorite site, too. 7837 Natural Bridge Road. We're just east of UMSL, next door to Normandy Middle School.
And then, again, there are 2 in St. Charles as well, you mentioned?
There's one at St. Charles Borromeo Church. That's during the weekdays, and that requires an appointment. Right. And the other one is at Lewis and Clark.
Right. So if folks are listening now and you've piqued their interest, it's free. It's done by folks who are trained. It's done by folks who have experience in completing tax returns. If folks, you've piqued their interest and they wanted to show up and they want to get their taxes done, what do they have to do?
Well, at all of our sites, except for the St. Charles Borromeo, we're open every Saturday between now and February 28th. Except for our site at Lucas Crossing, which is not open on February 14th due to the President's Day weekend. We start taking clients around 8:30, maybe a few minutes earlier if they're standing outside in the cold, and we'll accept clients from 8:30 to 11:30. I'll say that we reserve the right to cut off taking clients earlier than that, because if we get more clients than we can handle in a day, nobody's going to be happy. Now, because I said 11:30 doesn't mean you're going to be out of there at 11:30. Let's be clear. The cutoff time for taking in more clients. So you show up at the location and you need to bring some documents with you. And it's very important that you have all the documents that are required. First of all, you need a Social Security card for yourself and anybody who's going to be listed on the tax return. And we really can't be lenient on this. You might be aware that identity theft has become just an enormous problem. And all these great improvements in how the IRS is accepting returns electronically, et cetera, has just opened up opportunities for the bad guys like you can't believe. So
it's the IRS. I think everyone understands we have to follow the rules, right? So there are rules that we have to follow.
We're big on rules.
Yeah,
we're real big on rules.
Rules are important.
Right. So you must bring the Social Security cards. Alternatively, if you have other proof of your Social Security number, for example, in your Medicare card or your Social Security statement, we'll accept that. But it has to be a document that comes from the Social Security Administration. You need to bring all your income documents. If you had 3 jobs, you need to have 3 W-2s. You can't show up with just 2 of them. We got to have them all. If you're a retiree and you have a retirement statement, a 1099-R, you need to bring that. Social Security income, disability income, et cetera. All your income documents. And then we have a new document this year because of the Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare. And if you bought your insurance through the insurance marketplace, you should have received by now a document from your insurance company called a 1095-A. And it shows that you bought insurance through the marketplace. And if you got a credit where the government, through the Affordable Care Act, paid a portion of your insurance, it will show it on that form. We have to include that on your tax return. And if you don't bring us that document and you don't tell us about it, and you file your return, the IRS is going to come looking for you at some point.
And we don't want that. Now, just for our listeners, I want you to know that Ellen just recited all that without looking at one note in terms of what you needed to bring. So it's clear she has a good understanding of how to do this. However, if our listeners didn't have a pencil at the ready, is there some place where they can find this list of information that they need to bring so they can be prepared when they show up? Is there a website they can go to that lists documentation required if they come to one of the sites?
Yes. Our website is stlouistap.org. That's STLouis, TAP.org. And on our front page, you can click on a link that'll show you our flyer. It lists all the locations, dates, times, and it lists the documents that are required. The ones I just talked about are the ones you just absolutely got to have. Last year's tax return is helpful, but we don't have to have it in order to prepare the return.
What I can tell listeners, I spent a number of Saturdays with Ellen and her team, and it is efficient, it is thorough. Is there a little wait? Yes, there's going to be a little bit of a wait, but at the end of the day, if someone's helping you do your taxes and helping you do your taxes for free, and when I was there, significant majority of people there were getting money back. It's worth the time, energy, and effort. And I know for a lot of folks in community, this is the biggest hit of income that they're going to get throughout the calendar year. That is not their regular paycheck. That is usually spoken for by and large by the time you get it. So again, I would encourage anyone listening to look for the St. Louis Tax Assistance Program sites, particularly those of you living in the Normie-Schoolsy footprint, Lucas Crossing Elementary School on February 7th, 21st, and 28th from 8:30 to 11:30. I would encourage you to go visit the website first to make sure you have all your information, and then get there, and then bring a little piece of patience with you because it will take a few minutes to get it done. But again, these are all volunteers donating their time and their talent to help make this happen for you. So Ella, I've seen you manage this site from top to bottom. Tell me a little bit about, your passion for doing this, because you take this very seriously and you require people who are going to be there that we're going to do this and we're going to do it right and we're going to do well. Tell me a little bit about your passion around doing this each and every year. Because you've retired from the workplace now, isn't that correct? You're fully retired from working long and hard hours and then volunteering on Saturdays. I'm
fully retired from having to go someplace to work long, hard hours. Now I do it voluntarily, particularly with the tax assistance program. Well, Chris, the money that these people are getting back is money they deserve. It's either money that's been withheld from their paycheck, it's tax credits that they are entitled to, and my passion really has increased over the years because I find out how much they paid preparers to do this for them. You're eligible for another tax credit? Oh, there's another form. Oh, there's another $75. It hurts me that it costs so much for them to get back what they're entitled to receive. And the people are just so nice and so grateful. And there are people that I've now seen 3 years in a row at our site, and they come up and give me a hug, and it just makes my day.
So one of the interesting kind of post-Ferguson things that I occasionally try to talk to people about is if you're not around anybody who looks different than you, it's real easy to inadvertently or intentionally have your stereotypes and your stigmas. And to be at a place, at a location, doing work where you're around people who don't look like you, and Ellen, I saw you smile ear to ear when you were describing getting that hug from folks that remember you. I think in our post-Ferguson world, opportunities to be with people who may not look like you, I think is one of the greatest experiences we can have, and a way to share with others that there are good people in our community, no matter their zip code, no matter their income, no matter anything about them, if we just spend a little bit of time getting to know folks.
I agree. And I think a lot of our volunteers come for that exact reason, is that they want to be a part of a greater community, and this gives them a foot in the door at a place they wouldn't normally be.
Absolutely. We're going to come to a bit of a close here, but I need you to rattle off a bunch of information for us one more time here, Ellen, so our listeners can be aware of what St. Louis Tax Assistance can do for them. So give me the locations one more time, the website one more time, and then give me those core documents that folks may need to come get their taxes done for free.
Okay. 2 sites in St. Charles County. St. Charles Borromeo Church. That's a weekday only, and you have to have a reservation. The Lewis and Clark Center. St. Louis County, we have Believer's Temple, Cardinal Ritter, St. Mary's, and our favorite, Lucas Crossing Elementary.
Wonderful.
More information is on our website, STLouis TAP. That's TAP.org. Saturdays between now and February the 28th, except for February 14th at our favorite site, Lucas Crossing. Be there between 8:30 and 11:30. The sooner you get there, the earlier you are in the line. Don't forget to bring your Social Security card or similar proof of Social Security number. Has to be something from the Social Security Administration. All of your income documents, and if you bought insurance through the marketplace, your 1095A.
For those of you listening, if you want to be part of the over 2,000 people this year who hopefully will get back over $3 million in refunds, please go to one of these sites, go to the website to make sure you know where, you know all the information that you need to get, as Ellen said, get the money that you deserve, the money that is yours, and you don't have to pay 1 red cent for it. Ellen Dennis, site manager for the Lucas Crossing Elementary School St. Louis Tax Assistance Program site. Thanks so much for being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
We're going beyond.
Commerce Bank is the proud sponsor of today's Going Beyond radio show. Going Beyond is a presentation of Beyond Housing, helping entire communities become better places to live with RareGem Productions. Proudly promoting, presenting, and producing positive programming.
Neighborhood is where you live, and we want to keep it strong and vibrant. This is Chris Krehmeyer with Beyond Housing. We are going beyond.
Chris Krehmeyer, President and CEO of Beyond Housing, located at 4156 Manchester, phone number 314-533-0600. The only organization in the St. Louis region that offers access to affordable housing. Wherever we work, our goal is to help transform people, families, and communities so that they achieve the skills, strategies, resources, and commitment to succeed for the long term. See our work at beyondhousing.org. Podcast for Going Beyond can be heard, downloaded, and shared by visiting hallelujah1600.com. Listed under the music tab, on demand. Going Beyond is another positive production of RareGem Productions.
Hi there. I'm Agent Answers for Commerce Bank, and I'm crawling through the ventilation shaft of your office building. Actually, I'm not. That would be creepy. But I am constantly working behind the scenes to give customers the answers they need. Nearest restroom? End of the hall, take a right, third door on your left. Hungry? Lovely diner just around the corner. The Turkey Club is ridiculous. I'm also pretty helpful when it comes to finding you the right loan at Commerce Bank. In fact, I consider it my mission. Home equity loans, auto loans, mortgages, credit cards, whatever it is, Commerce will work to lower your payments and reduce fees so we can get you exactly what you want.
Agent Answers, we have a customer who'd like to finance a deck.
10-4. I'm on it.
It's a multi-level design with bamboo wood and a sandstone fireplace.
Interesting. That's the second one today. This is Commerce Bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. This tape will self-destruct in 5 seconds. Well, not really. That just felt like the right way to end this.